What up, Basshead? It's been a long time since I did a live stream, like a real for real. Well, I did one. Sorry about that. I did one a few days ago. But anyway, haven't been doing as many live streams. But I just had like a sort of a mini lesson with somebody who hit me up from Instagram. And I want to make something to talk about like basic technique. If you have a four string, listen, the same four strings that are on that bass or on this one as well. My glasses are filthy. Long story, working out in the rain. It's storming outside. Anyway, so I want to show you some things and maybe you can put them into practice. And yeah, hopefully this will help somebody out. So the first thing is this. I'm going to show you a very simple thing that could clean up your technique right away. First thing, watch this. My bass, the curve is like on my leg. This chair is kind of funky for me, so I do have one of those little footstool things. But with the strap not being on, the bass kind of, is being supported by my leg. It's being supported by my arm. Now, if I just bring this arm up like that, right? If I just drag my arm up like that, my hand is going to come into a natural playing position just on my right hand, on my plucking hand. You dig? Right? Just like that. Now, if I take this hand and I just grab the bass and hold it like this, right? I just hold it like this. And this, what I'm showing you, if you are returning to the instrument or you've been playing for a while and you know your thing is sloppy, this is one thing that can get you straight. So if I grab the bass like this, what's up, Tiny? What's up, Bassline Project? Watch this. Grab the bass like this, and then I'm just gonna take my thumb rather, and I'm just gonna slide my thumb down. Here it is again. Grab the bass, I take my thumb, slide it down. And you see how my fingers sort of flatten out like that? You dig? So what happens is when you do this, what winds up happening is you get sort of this shape like this, little Pac-Man. All right. Now, my fingers are in a more of a, slightly curved. And when I play a note, the spot right behind that fret is where you're going to get the cleanest note, not on the fret, because depending on, your setup and, I'll just say your setup, you could, if you play in the middle of the bass, you're gonna, introduce rattle, but that, there are a couple of different things that could contribute to that. But the cleanest place is going to be right behind that fret. Okay. Excuse me. Now I'm just going to play one note at a time. One thing that is important to understand is that the finger that is closest to the bridge is the finger that's playing the note. But when I'm done with the notes that I just played, I don't try to hold on to them. So you see these little micro shifts, right? With the pinky finger, which is a finger that a lot of people have issues with, the pinky is playing the note, But all of these fingers are down. They're not doing anything, right? They're just down. And a lot of times your ring finger will be supporting, and I'm using that terminology kind of loosely, okay? But they're almost working together. I like to think that I don't think about my fingers as like individual things. My whole hand is working together. And if I were to show you, my hand moves as one unit, right? So no dragging the thumb behind or anything like that. The whole hand moves. Okay. So again, if I grab the bass, drop my thumb, I'm going to wind up with this shape. Okay. I'm typically playing. Let me see if I can make a little indentation here so you can see, what part of my finger is playing, right? Now I'm going to talk about the plucking hand in just a second. If you had to play, if like let's say you were just, let me save that. I'm going to save that. Now I want to show you two schools of thought as far as one finger per fret, as just like it says on the box, one finger per fret. But a lot of times we play bass lines that have a 1, 2, 4 sort of a fingering. So like the ring finger is just kind of hanging out there. Like when you're playing your octave shapes or your box patterns, right? Your root, octave, 7, 5th. That is such a foundational shape to know and have under your fingers, because so many bass lines are created. Excuse me. So many bass lines have that DNA. And those are, those are sort of your money notes. Okay. I'm going to just use that term a little bit loosely, but so one finger per fret, micro shifts, and then a 1, 2, 4. I think Ed Friedland, was it Ed Friedland or was it Dale Titus that called it a bunch of bananas? Years ago, I heard somebody call it a bunch of bananas because your fingers are close like that, right? Now I'm going to talk about this hand, your plucking hand, because I like to call this the engine room. The plucking hand is really what's driving the sound. And your left hand, or your fretting hand, I think Tiny's left-handed, as am I, but I play right-handed. That is following behind, if you will. So whether you're on a 4-string or a 5-string, doesn't matter. 5-string, there's a little bit of a nuance there, but let's concentrate on 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to pretend this is a 4-string bass right now. So B, E, A, D, I'll concentrate on when when I'm playing the B string or the lowest string, I'm all I do is lift my thumb up, right? Also, uh sometimes I'll see people do they're kind of pulling up. Think about it like a push rather than a pluck. Because if you pluck up like that, you're getting a different sound. 9 out of 10 in traditional bass playing, you're gonna press. Now, when that finger goes through, it's coming to rest on my thumb, right? Same thing with the middle finger. Now, when I'm done with that note and I want to go up to the next string, okay, I got E there. My thumb came down. Now my thumb is muting that B string. So that E string is ringing. To stop it from ringing, if I want to go up, I put my thumb down on that E string, right? And so now that's muting the E string. Because I am playing a 5 string, what I tend to do, and this is what works for me, and it has worked in all the years that I've played 5 string, and I've played 5 string almost exclusively since 2007. Thumb comes to rest on the E string, but it is also, the side of my thumb is also resting against the B string. All right. Now I'm playing that A string, and same thing. My fingers are coming to rest against the adjacent string. This is what is sometimes known as a rest stroke. But as I go up, I use a floating thumb. So my thumb will start to come down. Now, when do I use what? Depends on the context. Okay? It depends on the context. The music will always dictate to you. Dictate is not really the right word, but it's the word I have right now. It'll dictate to you what you need to do technique wise. And sometimes that technique is going to be maybe unorthodox, right? Which is fine. So here's what I want each of you watching to do. This is what I want you to do. I want you to pick a song, one song with a bass line that you love. One. And I want you to be realistic about it. Okay? But I want you to pick one. And I want you to take that groove. Thanks for the super chat, Tiny. I want you to learn how to take just one or two notes out of that groove. And then you're going to listen. You're going to take those notes and play them out of context. Listen. You want to listen for notes that sound intentional. You know what doesn't sound good. You know when you've made a sound that isn't pleasing. So what you do then is you take inventory. Where am I putting my hands? what am I doing with my right hand? I'll give you an example from I've been playing with my friend's band Waterseed lately, and they have these big huge arrangements, and they've got this tune that goes um but it's really fast. Not really fast, but it's there's a lick in there that goes like that, and everybody has to play it. And throughout the song, what I think about is, so it doesn't bite me on the behind, what am I doing right before that? Where do I need to be with my fingers in order to execute that, right? And at first I was playing it like really, really, really sloppy. So and also there's this work between these two fingers, right? So I'm like, how do I get coordinated? Get coordinated by slowing down. I may take one little piece. Now that one piece of vocabulary turns into an etude. Ooh. But it doesn't just, like anything that I do, anything any other bass player does, right? They had to start somewhere. But there is no sorcery here. There's just systems for how you get it, right? Um how you scaffold it to get it. Um okay, I'm going to use that as an example. That's I don't know if you're familiar with the tune uh Use My Imagination. Um Bobby Blue Bland has done a version of it, but that's the bass line in the Gladys Knight version. Now that was probably played, I'm sure played on a four string, right? There was a time when I couldn't do that, right? So if you took a groove, something simple, and you say, I just want to sound this out, like we used to sound out big words when we were kids, right? I really got you. Right? I'm scaffolding it. It's called Really Gotta Use My Imagination by Gladys Knight. I don't think it's by Gladys Knight. I know Gladys Knight has done a version, and Bobby Blue Bland has done a version. It's A minor. It's an A minor. So somebody put something something by Maxwell. How does that go? Gosh, how does that go again? Boom. So let me play that in E. Let me play that in E. Um, because some of you may not have the I think it's E flat, but I'm gonna play it in E so I could play the open E string. That much of it might be something that I'm gonna take that one piece. Am I in tune? No. How dare. May take that one part. I'm playing. It's not even a lot of force on my thumb. Now, my plucking style, you know, I tend to keep my let's see if I can show you. Sort of like that, right? So it's like you got your finger on the trigger, right? One in the chamber. You may just take that. What I'm sharing with you is principles that you can use for anything. If you slow it down, take inventory of what it is you're playing, then add the next part. Scaffold it. I can't tell you like how many blisters I had on this finger and how many how many blisters I had on my thumb when I was learning how to do that. It's just like a part of the process. But I would get on to something. I would just like be like, my mother would be like, Ted, it's time to go to bed. Ted, it's time to go to bed. Now, on a 5 string, when you see people with these little mute things, that helps out with that a bit. It allows you to do, what's up, Anthony Jones? It helps you to kind of do some other things, but I don't use this very often. I don't use it, like that. It just depends on what the situation is. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but so if I'm scaffolding something and I'm hearing the entire, if you haven't picked up the book, The Conversational Bassist, it should be linked somewhere below. I talk about this type of stuff in there, and also at the language of bass at tedtalksbass.com. Where it's really about picking up vocabulary, right? And understanding what this, what the why behind the what, right? So we're not just taking arbitrary exercises, we're taking like real material and say, how do we reverse engineer this? How do we go about learning this? And then how do we then take that, take that vocabulary and use it somewhere else, right? So if this is B, that sound is a sixth, a major sixth away from B, and then a flat seven. So I can take that vocabulary and do whatever I want with it, right? So Tiny says, when you say scaffolding, are you saying building or construction? I'm saying like I'm using a like a teacher term. So you'll take one piece, right? You take the starting piece of anything, and then you master that one thing, and then add the next layer on top, and then the next layer on top of that, and then the next layer on top of that until you get, until you get the whole thing. Somebody type in the chat. I'm not going to be on here very long today, but somebody type in the chat another bass line that has attracted you. Try to make it something that I haven't heard before. I'm waiting. Let me know what you got in the chat. Let me know what you have in the chat. And I'm going to show you what happened just now. That was weird. Somebody type something else in the chat. I know there's a little bit of a delay between what I say and what you hear. I will tell you this, that every bass line that you want to learn and master is 1000% possible. I don't care what it is. You just need the right system to do it. Okay. And again, meet me over at tedtalksbass.com where we got more of that. So, okay. So what I'm going to do, I got somebody else's guy. I'm going to do this on my phone. Hopefully, cause like YouTube be like, tripping on the copyright stuff. So the first thing, I'm familiar with somebody else's guy. And I'll get to those other ones. Hang on one second. God dog it. Jocelyn Brown kicked my headphones off. Let's see. Come on with this long intro. Oh, Christ. Boom, 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 boom. What was the first thing I did? Boom, dum, 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 boom, bomb, right? Bomb. Let me, those are the notes, but let me Now, I'm going to tell you something. Tiny, I want you to hang on because I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you a connection that I just made. Okay. So it went from A flat. And you know what that reminds me of? I'm going to move this groove to the key of, I'm going to move it and I'm going to start it on D. No, I'm sorry. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to go, no, let me stay right here. It's damn near the same bass line. Isn't that crazy? All of these tunes, you know, the best way to learn a lot of songs is to learn a lot of songs. But your homework, again, is for you to find that one song where you say, man, if I could play this, I would feel so successful. Right? Let's do the 777 Anderson Paak. I'm not familiar with that tune at all. Did you guys see the connection though? I immediately was like, damn, that sounds just like something. Hold please. Boom, don't, boom. Damn, it's an A flat kind of a day. So let's look at the intervals. I played a wrong note. I was playing that. There's a 6 from here. And then I would look for like places to play that, right? What would make the most sense? What would be the most efficient fingering to play? That would be one of my things that I would look at if I were learning that tune. What makes the most sense? Now I do something just while we're on the subject of this tune. I do something, I don't know where I picked this up from, and this is not something that you have to do, but sometimes I will do something like, I'm tripping myself up because it's hard when you have to talk about it and you're thinking about it. You see that muting there? Sometimes I will do this. Maybe not there. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't do it. Now that I'm doing, I can't do it. Oh, get on the floor. Um, on the recording, Lewis Johnson does one thing, and then there's like this instructional video where Lewis was talking. I can't remember who he was talking to, but he does something else. But like with Lewis Johnson's technique, because he had such massive hands and the size of the neck, he was able to do things that a lot of people aren't necessarily built to do. Like, for instance, playing notes with his thumb, right? Most people can't do that. Shoot, what is it? There's something, right? Now, I've known that groove for a long time, but watch this. I'm playing an octave, and I call it the pincher. I'm just pinching those two notes and sliding down. Remember I said I keep my finger on the trigger? But if I'm playing the whole thing and I come back around, I can't catch the octave the second time around. So I'm playing that, I'm starting the groove over again with my pinky. You see what I'm saying? So that's one of the things, that's an example of where you visualize the whole groove as this 2-measure section, this 2-measure box where the groove sits inside of. And you say, well, where am I starting? Where am I ending? I could do it if I didn't add the other stuff. Now watch this. Because I'm using that finger to play that minor third or the minor 10th, now I'm starting that note with my middle finger, right? So I'm gonna play it super, super duper duper slow. Watch this. Now, you have to also understand, like with that particular genre in this particular style, this is not like surgical, pretty, smooth jazz and everything is, there's some slop in there. Right? Let's see what else we got in the comments here. Yeah, so I don't know. Listen, find that bass line, right? Find that bass line that you really want to play. And you break that thing up into small chunks. All right? Break it up into small chunks. And if you could sing that bass line, vocalize that bass line in some kind of a way, and know where you are in the in the framework. So if I doom 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 do 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 doom 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 do do one do 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 do. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. How many times you hear me do this? You pick up vocabulary and stuff. That's one of like my favorite bits of vocabulary. I played a lot. So not only, you know, one of the best things about growing up like in the 80s and learning how to play in the 80s was like you could learn something and play it wrong for years, right? For years. But in that time, you have built up so much of your own flavor and own vocabulary in that it's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? It's not a, you know. That part used to trip me up. Ah! That's all I got. That's all I got. So listen, let me recap. Let me recap for you. Because we got way more advanced than I had planned to go. But remember, on this hand, your fretting hand, take your hand, hold that thing, and drop your thumb down. You should wind up with a C shape like that. And your hand, your whole hand has to move like one unit. All right? Anything for tiny. Ah! Okay. guys. All right, friends. That's all I got. But that's your home. You got your homework. Pick that one bass line. Send me a DM. Go pick up the Conversational Bassist. It is available in the store at tedtalksbass.com. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you are. Remember, it ain't rocket science. It's pocket science. Peace. 2 fingers.